Let's let Liberty County School Board regular meeting Tuesday, May the 13th, 2025 come to order. We're going to open with prayer and the pledge. Prayer by Mr. Keever, pledge by Mr. Jason.
Our Father in heaven, we're grateful for this day and our blessings. We are very grateful to thee for our health and for our strength and our energy. We're grateful for thy love for us. We pray that we can be the means of doing good in this community and good for the kids and all those we have responsibility for. We pray that we can share love for one another and respect one another and each other's ideas and opinions. We just pray for a good evening this evening in this meeting. We pray that the softball game will go well, that there'll be great sportsmanship there. We're grateful for all those who have experienced good health and good fortune and those that are healing up after having accidents. We pray for those that have lost loved ones that they may have peace. And we pray for these things, Father, and do so in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 2, recognition presentation, we didn't have any. Item number 3, public comments, we didn't have any. Move right on to item 4, superintendent's report, Mr. Sewell.
Yes, sir. So I'll be reading the superintendent's report tonight. He left a few items for us to discuss. As you know, he's in DC, advocating on behalf of our district and other rural districts with forestry. First item, Ms. Katie Jo Harrison was named a top 5 finalist for Florida Teacher of the Year. Very excited. That was Monday. I know many of you were able to make that. It was a great event and, to surprise her and her students. So she'll be able to attend the gala coming up in July. And fingers crossed, she's got a 1 in 5 shot. So 20% chance to win, bring it all home as a Teacher of the Year for the state of Florida. So very proud of her. As I mentioned earlier, superintendent's in DC, says his trip's going well. Had a productive meeting with Rick Scott and he's already signed on to Senate Bill 356, working with Senator Ashley Moody as well. And Representative Dunn was unavailable, but met with his chief of staff and personal aide. They're very familiar with the legislation and said he will be supporting it. He will visit all 26 congressional representatives over the next 2 days. So he's got a very packed schedule. He called me today. I think he was on his way to another meeting. He was checking in. So he's got a busy slate of meetings up there. Superintendent, as he said in here, emailed you earlier today, you'll be discussing the salary schedule with you next week. He'll contact you to review. Fieldhouse, progress is slow but steady. Still being assured by Culpeper that it will be done in time for football season. Our district has successfully partners with who we play for to provide free heart screenings for any student in LC, not just athletes. This was a new legislation that was put in place. As you know, Chance Gaynor, the Port St. Joe, a football player that passed away tragically last year. So that's legislation that's gone into effect, and we're partnering with them to provide those screenings for athletes, but also any student. We had a Teacher Appreciation Week last week. It was a great week. A lot of prizes and awards handed out, and just a small token to those teachers who do such a phenomenal job with our students. He wanted to make sure that we thanked you all for your donations, and if you haven't paid up to see Ms. Renee. Regional softball tonight at 7, regional final. So winner here goes on to the Final Four. So that'll be shortly after the board meeting tonight. So if you can go out there and support the Lady Bulldogs as they look to make another trip down south. Kindergarten graduation, Toller's Thursday at 6. Hosford kindergarten graduation is next Monday. What time? 6:30. I know they've been busy practicing for many months in anticipation of that. LCHS Jamboree at home on Friday at 7. What teams? Do you guys recall what teams will be at the Jamboree? I want to say one of them Port St. Joe. Okay. Senior awards at LCHS will be on the 27th, baccalaureates on the 28th, and graduation on the 30th. As we wind down, So our end of year testing has been going on. Some really good scores, some areas where we need to look at and improve, but we hope to have a projection soon of kind of where we'll land with each school. State testing will end on today, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday will be the last day. So it's been a long month of testing. So we'll wrap up there. And just wanted to add that it's been a successful year academically and solid in extracurriculars. Thank you for your role in the district's success. So thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, Mr. Sewell.
Yeah.
Move right on to item number 5. Corrections to the agenda. Need a motion to add emergency item 10A and B. Have a motion.
Motion.
Mr. Singletary, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Jody, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item B, need a motion to delete consent item 8B. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Singletary, make Keeper. Second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Morris, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, need a motion to approve agenda for May 13th, 2025. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Jody, second.
Second.
Keeper, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7. Item A, need a motion to approve April 8th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Keeper, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Singletary, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item B, need a motion to approve April 8th, 2025 workshop minutes. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Keeper, second. Second, Mr. Moore. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item 8, consent items. Item A, need a motion to approve 2025 financial report and transactions. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Jody, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Keever. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item B has been deleted. Moving on to item C, need a motion to approve May the 2025 personnel consent table. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Keever, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Singletary. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item D, need a motion to approve 21st CCL personnel consent table for the period of 6th to 9th, 25 through the 7th, 31st, 25. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Keever, second, Mr. Singletary. Any discussion, Morris? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item E, need a motion to approve May the 2025 update sublist. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Jody, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Keever, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, item 9, action item. Item A, need a motion to approve FDOE project award notification, idea part B, K-12 entitlement program period of 7/1/2024 through the 6th to 30th to 25. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Singletary, second. Second, Mr. Morris, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, item B, need a motion to approve FDOE project award notification idea part B preschool entitlement for program period of 7/1 to 24 through the 6th to 30th to 25. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Moore, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Jody. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, item C, need a motion to approve 2025-2026 dual enrollment articulation agreement between the District School Board of Leon County, Florida through Lively Technical College and the Liberty County School District. Motion?
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Jody, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Singletary. Any discussion?
Yeah, I do have a question. How was this? Is this a continuation of something that we've already had in place? Okay. Okay. Were there any changes from last year's contract to this year's contract? Same. That's it. Okay, I got you. How, as far as productivity wise, how is this looking generally within the schools as far as people utilizing this? This, I got you. Okay, thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Moving on, item D, need a motion to approve an interagency public works, local agreement between the state of Florida Department of Corrections through its institution, facility of Liberty Correction Institution, Liberty County School Board. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Jody, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Keever. Any discussion?
No changes to this. This is just a renewal again. Were there any changes in this agreement?
But I saw.
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item E, need a motion to approve annual inspection agreements between Advanced Fire Protection Service Incorporated and the Liberty County School Board for a term of 5 years to provide annual backflow inspections at the following locations: W.R. Toller, K-8, and Hosford Elementary and Junior High. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Singletary, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Morris. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on, item F, need a motion to advertise invitation to bid for fuel and gas for the 25-26 fiscal year. Motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Keever, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Singletary. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair, I got a question. Kevin, I thought when we did the ITB last year, we didn't have a renewal clause in that.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, and well, it basically you have, when you do the IT, I think we talked about this last year. When we do the bid, if we decide that we're gonna do a renewal, we have to state that we're gonna have to redo a renewal, and they have to give an anticipated renewal price. I know that that is a volatile market and it does move, but they basically, they say what they can do. Then if something happens and they can't guarantee that, then, we'll move out. But just, I don't know, I every time I just see this over and over. I agree. So. Well, it does, and it basically, we lock in, and I'm not a big one for a 3-year contract, I'll say that. Most of the state's contracts were like 3 years with a 3-year renewal, or 1 year, option to renew 1 year. Yeah, so I just say I had to ask, I saw that bid and I was like, I thought we did a renewal for that, but didn't do it. Yes, sir. Okay.
What do
thank you.
what do we do to do that?
Right.
This is a price plus. Is it a price plus per gallon, something like that is what we're looking at? Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, and I know you probably have looked, and I haven't looked in a long time. Does the state of Florida have a fuel bid? Don't they do a fuel bid?
I would think they
Like a
would.
state contract that we actually have the authority to. Ours is cheaper. Okay, gotcha. Right. From a state contract. Yeah, yeah. And you're right. And well, the state is buying for a much bigger entity, of course, for these state agencies. But, if, and I was just wondering, and, I hadn't looked in a long time. Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
Pallet pricing, are you getting it? Do you have a dispenser out there? Are you talking about for the deal?
330 gallons, we buy about 55-gallon drum.
And another thing, if a contractor knows, they got the contract, they're not gonna, cause they're gonna try to keep our business. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna try to keep our business.
Right.
Right, we just that we have the right to renew if we want to, that does not guarantee
We're doing
anything.
like a 3-year option or no?
Yeah,
For,
the
for a year.
state tried to, again, it's been a long time since I've been at state, but, what we would try to do is we stopped the 5 year going into the making it 10 years. We went 3 and then with an option to 1, 2, 3. And this is a volatile market, fuel it changes daily, the markup, right, they can state what their markup is, but we just know that going into this, if we did do a renewal, that price could go up or it could go down, but what their markup is, so.
I'm fine with changing this to a 3-year, like up to a 3-year renewal. I don't know if we need to change the
So-
motion to add that in, but I'm fine with doing that, the option to renew for
Probably just need
3
to
more years.
approve bidding it out now and then maybe add that on the bid, on the paperwork.
Mhm.
Probably don't even have to vote on
All right, all in favor, say aye.
I'm good with it.
Any opposed? Motion
No.
carries. Item G, need a motion to approve disposition of property. Have a motion?
motion.
Motion, Mr. Singletary, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Seaver, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item H, need a motion to approve out-of-state trip transportation for Liberty County project graduation held in Dothan, Alabama at Fun Zone Skate Center. Students will be leaving for the trip at 10:30 p.m. following graduation on May the 30th and scheduled to arrive back at Liberty County on June the 1st at 7 a.m. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Jody, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Keever, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item I, need a motion to approve district miss travel expenditures for attendance to the 2025 FAMUS conference located in Orlando, Florida, June the 23rd through the 25th. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Moore, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Keever, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item J, need a motion to approve travel expenditures for 3 administrators to attend the 2025 Florida School Safety Summit in Orlando, Florida, June the 8th through the 11th. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Singletary, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Jody, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, item K, need a motion to approve superintendent travel expenditures for a fly-in, Secure Rural Schools Authorization Act of 2025 to Washington DC, May the 12th through the 15th. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Keever, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Morris, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item L, need a motion to approve track team travel expenditures to attend competition in Jacksonville, Florida, May the 9th through the 10th. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Keever, second, Mr. Singletary. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item M, need a motion to approve high school campus course and instructor request for Chipola College dual enrollment fall 2025 college algebra and spring 2026 statistics. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Jody, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Seaver, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item N, need a motion to approve high school campus course and instructor request for Chipola College dual enrollment fall of 2025 English Composition 1 and spring of 2026 English Composition 2. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Keever, second.
Second.
Morris, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item O, need a motion to approve the following summer program interventionist teacher recommendations effective May the 30th through July the 30th, 2025. Alicia Bass, Kara Brown, and Desiree Sewell. Need a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Keever, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Jody, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item P, need a motion to approve the following summer program, ESE, ESY, teacher recommendation, Jessica Creamer, W.R. Toller, K-8, Amanda Schreiber, Liberty Early Learning Center, pre-K. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Moore, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Keever, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next item Q. Need a motion to approve the following summer program, ESE, ESY, paraprofessional recommendations, Elizabeth Curry, W.R. Toller, K-8, Jamie Davis, Liberty Early Learning Center, pre-K, Jasmine Fields, 1 and 1 at W.R. Toller, Cassandra Brown, 1 and 1 at W.R. Toller. Have a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Moore, second.
Second.
Second, Ms. Jody. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item 10, emergency items. Item A, need a motion to approve the 2025-26 contract for PAC support service. Have a motion? Motion, Mr. Moore, second.
Second, Mr. Singletary.
Singletary, Any discussion?
Yeah, I apologize, y'all. I should have paid better attention to my texts and emails. I did not have a chance to see this or review this. What, can somebody give me a summary of what this is referring to? I mean, is this like standard renewal of contracts? I mean, like I've seen some of it, but is there anybody that could summarize it?
Yeah,
I remember, yeah.
yeah. And then HR side, like,
Well, didn't we just renew like the Skyward contracts for the accounting softwares? I mean, is this like just trying to roll all of these services? Huh?
Handle it.
it's through the consortium, all districts and
Didn't we
PACE.
just review that through the PAEC, that this, like some of these,
I would be.
okay,
The services they provide.
okay.
Provide a lot for us.
Mhm.
I understand. Okay, all right. I got you. Okay. Well, and I think PEC is great. I was just making sure I understood what was happening with this. So this is a continuation of the services that they provide for us on an annual basis. We're asking them.
Professional
Um,
development, all those services that they provide.
So it's divided out proportionally by all the districts that are in the PAEC. This is our proportionate share.
How long have we been a part of that? I know since I've been on the board. Long
Yeah.
time, huh?
I was on the board.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't even know it existed that long.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, I know. Really?
Wow,
No idea.
wow.
Well, all of us. That's about it. Well,
I'll tell you, John, that I've had the opportunity to speak with a lot of times, Sellover, he seems like a great guy from there, so. Yeah, I would imagine y'all are getting great support from him. Yeah, thank y'all. I appreciate that. I apologize for not seeing that coming in.
All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Item B, need a motion to approve contract service agreement with Premier Therapy and Rehab, PLLC, DBA, Tessa Byler for the occupational therapy service during the months of June and July 2025. Have a motion?
Motion.
Ms. Jody, second, Mr. Keever. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 11, board policy items. Don't have any. Moving on to board member items. Mr. Mason, 3 minutes.
I see what you did there, Mr.
Go ahead, bud.
Hey, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for putting up with me, everybody that has to hear from me. I appreciate all you do. I clearly see there's a lot of work that comes in on this side, and I know there's so much more that all of you do. So thank y'all for that. I just want to say congratulations again to Miss Katie Joe. She's a great lady. I know, my youngins love her. I think that's a great accomplishment, and it's great to see Hosford School, be recognized for all the good that they do and their hard work and the leadership there. I appreciate that greatly. Also grateful to see, the EKGs coming into the athletic screenings. I think that is a great thing. The who we play for in Keir and Easton, the people, the organization seems like a great organization. I know that this is catching hold on a lot of counties around about. I appreciate Kyle helping spearhead that, and whoever else that I do not know helped out. Thank y'all for getting those EKGs scheduled. Kind of a wake up call, seeing something like we saw happen in a team that we played that, this may not, but may have been a game changer for Chance Gainer and his family. So I'm grateful that benefit's coming to Liberty County School District and all the students. If I understand correctly, maybe tell me if I'm wrong, legislature's pushed back maybe till when? The end of June, is that correct? So then it sounds like we won't know a lot of our final numbers and things of that nature for the next fiscal year for budgets until right around that time. you know, if possible, I'd definitely like, if we can, to maybe have some preliminary workshops pertaining to the budget. I don't know, I think they were supposed to be coming up soon. I'd really like to start discussing things, like there are a few items, again, that I think are important to discuss. Football bleachers, I appreciate you bringing it up. Do you have something for me there? Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Do we have an idea on what it would cost for the labor and materials to actually put something around them? Gotcha. So we're looking at $30,000 to keep a youngin' safe. This is what we're talking about. Maybe. So I guess thinking about it from a budget perspective, right, we kind of have some estimations. Maybe that's where it'd come in, or instead of spending 30 plus $40,000, maybe we look at grant possibilities, legislative appropriation possibilities to maybe do something to that whole set of bleachers, is what it sounds like possibly. So, I mean, in other words, if you try to get that where it is ADA compliant on the ramps, safety on the fencing, and you have $50,000+ to reshape, redo for the compliance for the slopes, I'm pretty sure the slopes are at ADA compliance. It's a big cost, so it might be something we say, hey, what's the overall cost to completely redo this? Maybe have somebody work that up where we can actually go to legislature to see. Side ramps aren't out of compliance? I got you. So that doesn't affect the bleachers then as far as, so hold on, the slopes can, we gotta fix the slope, but a rail is falling off the back, we don't need to fix by compliance, is what I'm understanding. Interesting. Okay, so anyway, I would like to keep that thought out there. I still think it's a safety problem, and that's just one of the things pertaining to budget. I mean, I'm just one, I think it's worth it to keep a kid safe, kind of like the EKGs ain't never been done, but would this kid be alive if EKG had been done to him? I ain't never seen a kid pass away on a football field before, ever. But if it happens, maybe things need to change, and it sounds like legislature's doing it, and I think it's a great thing, and I think our kids are protected. So maybe it's something we can toss around, and maybe we can get an idea, just my 1/5 vote on it to really see what could be done. Thank you for checking on that. I realize we're strapped for cash and there's a lot of things we need to do, but in the back of my mind, maybe it's something to consider budget. School bus. So if I understand, have we put in an order for a new school bus yet at this time? There has been no order for a new school bus. So where are we at with the request to legislature and the funding? Is that still in the works?
That would be,
Earlier, we don't know.
yeah,
I mean, are we still, is it looking good though, from what we hear?
yeah. It was in there. It was in the budget. I don't know if it's been,
Have been kicked out.
But I know there's a lot of turmoil. So let me ask you this. So how long does it take us to get a bus?
Yeah.
So do we pay for a bus up front if we order a bus? So what's the problem with us ordering a bus, right? If we're not paying up front, if there's 15-month turnaround time on getting a bus, wouldn't it make sense to order a bus? And then if we don't have to pay for the bus, in the worst, if we got it, didn't have the money for it, I would think we could sell it, right? And so the question is, do we need a bus that bad? And I bring this up because I know we had a bus breakdown and the bus had to go pick up youngins, and do we need buses that bad? Well, we need to think about in budget processes, considering within the next month, possibly putting in a order or orders for buses, right?
Which
And
is a
then
bus.
what's the contractual obligation we have to take possession of that bus if we make an order, right? Are we contractually obligated to take it if the legislator doesn't fund it, right? Are we obligated to do that? Yeah,
Take 2005, go pick them up in the dash.
And I don't mean to interrupt you.
no, please,
Peter, but
please go ahead.
what, we were gonna do a workshop on this. I don't remember, cause I mean, we had gotten together, we got some numbers, we got, right, you sent all the information, yeah. Can we look into that? Mr. Sewell, can we look into that about a workshop and you get with Kyle on that? Cause I know we had,
They
but
said we didn't do that workshop because we got those buses from Walton, but that means we really.
yeah, but now, yeah, but,
we Really ain't got no.
Yeah, we need.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, all right, so instead of me talking about this more, I think that's a great, thank you for saying that.
Let's do,
I'm 100% on board with doing a workshop, and maybe it's a separate workshop for the bus or a budget workshop to talk about all the things financially that we may need to be doing coming in this next year. Maybe it's bleachers, maybe it's buses, maybe it's multiple buses, maybe it's one bus. I know the taller gym seats, from what I hear, that there might be a hazard down there. It seems like it could be a good idea to see. I know I could benefit from knowing all the absolute necessities of expenditures that we need to put in a budget for this next year to see where we're at. We're talking about all the
Party
maintenance
list.
costs.
Get list, so to speak.
yeah,
I would love that.
Needs and you won't all the time.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did get a quote, football to the house.
You're talking about the old football field house? The
Oh, no, sorry.
concession?
Football
Concession.
concession.
Okay, concession.
That's putting 10 on,
Okay,
and that same company.
yeah.
Can do that back.
Somebody concession stand, old concession stand over here, is it stand seam or what? Just regular galvanum?
Yeah.
On everything else.
Yeah, yeah,
To me, that's a really,
yeah.
um,
The roof's gonna end up rotting is what's gonna happen when you end up tearing it off and redoing decking. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Do they-
I don't think that's bad at all. Yeah. Yeah, so speaking personally, for me, I think it would be absolutely beneficial to have that list, so we could look at it coming up in the budget where I completely trust Miss Katie. I see all the hard work she does in keeping the numbers together, and we can say, hey, this is where we're sitting financially. These are the options we have. That way we can start making some choices now before we enter a fiscal year to start needing to make expenditures in a new fiscal year, you know? Okay. Yeah. Yep. Mhm.
Kevin, are there outstanding work orders right now that have been in place that we just don't have the money for? Okay. Is there any way that you could kind of get us a list of those? I know it's, but, okay, 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 okay. Gotcha.
Is that something, did they say they thought they could match that roof, that color? I mean, I know it ain't gonna be perfect, but it'll be one side and then the other side, so it won't be like 2 or 3 sheets
You'd
in the middle.
pull, so they'd like pull from one to,
See if that thing's press locked.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And that is slid locked in, yes.
okay,
And the company is Stu. They. That's how I ended up. With the gears. Oh, who they stopped leaking color, like. Leaking for.
yeah, I got you. Got it.
It didn't leak this weekend, it must be
Yeah.
fixed.
They checked it again today, it has not.
Gotcha. So it would, we'd email you a maintenance and an equipment list. So we could think about both.
Whatever you wanna see.
Okay. Okay. Kind of a spin-off of that and going along with that, and kind of dollars and budgets coming up from a curriculum standpoint, are there like dollars coming up in this next fiscal year that we can talk about or need to talk about budgetary wise of things that we feel we absolutely need to do to stay competitive by curriculum, draw kids in?
The governor established. Yeah, you have to get that, it has to be on. You meet with teachers. Teachers review all options.
Okay, so what's coming up, you say now? Is this like gonna be an additional?
Construction, welding.
So smaller dollar pieces? I got you. Okay, so kind of where I'm coming from, when we're looking at equipment maintenance, I don't want to pull away from education, right? Unless it's like an absolute blatant safety issue, then in other words, if you can help me out being new to this, I'd appreciate it. I don't want to be trying to say, hey, look at this, and there's something I don't know about from a curriculum standpoint. So,
Locked in.
Having books.
There's a handful of options, but after that.
okay, but as far as like a wish list of technology or bringing us into a new future or,
Yeah, we're ahead of most districts.
okay, all right, that's great. Okay, all right, great,
Like we need to do with school buses.
yeah. Bus costs a little bit more there, right?
Well,
It's volume.
yeah, per kid, yeah.
Per kid, we're looking at volume when it comes to that, right? Yeah,
Technology is, ooh.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. All right, so in line with that, we had talked about, last meeting, going out with a request for proposal possibly for grant writing engineering services. When do we anticipate like advertising for that, reviewing that and advertising for that? It seems like something that could go hand in hand with our equipment maintenance, things of that nature. In other words, if we know that there's dollars out historic preservation for the roof, we don't need to be spending dollars that we're gonna get from historic preservation that we could be using for something else. So it seems if we get on with trying to find someone that can help us with the maintenance and the drainage and the facilities and the things of that nature that can write grants, it will be good to have someone on our team when we're going into this budget process, because I would hate for us to spend dollars on something we could have gotten grant dollars for, or if there's matching dollars that are out there. Do we have an anticipated date that will?
I remember, I thought the superintendent was gonna talk about that and discuss it like at a workshop. I thought it was last time. He said that he was willing to discuss that and what that would look like, but that was as far as I
And
thought.
was it somebody was gonna meet, was it Justin gonna meet with him?
Yeah, Justin.
Did he-
Justin was
Did he
gonna
meet
talk
with
to
him?
Yeah. All right, understood. So from a board perspective, is the board, or is everyone on board with seeking someone for grant writing engineering services, us going out for a proposal?
I think I need more information on it. I would love to hear what Kyle's, and Justin talked about. And kind of understand the aspects of what we're doing and, is it worth it? Because again, and I said it in last meeting, with Washington, with, President Trump doing what he's doing with education and, cutting federal funding, or either not maybe necessarily cutting or moving it to the state. I don't know what that looks like right now. And that's just me personally.
Sure.
But I'd like to hear more about it, and what it could possibly lead us into. But, I don't want to add any extra burden to our administration district office that's already handling these grants and working and, so I need more information.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm at I just need more information.
Yeah, that's a good idea, I think.
I don't think it's a bad idea. I
Yeah.
just don't know if, I don't know what
Ready
it
to go
looks
out for
like.
it.
My
Yeah.
feelings are if we can get somebody to get us free money
Mhm.
and it doesn't cost us money, I'm all for it, if that can happen.
That's the
But,
big thing, right, what-
but like Miss Jody said,
Yeah.
yeah, if it doesn't cost,
Think of a lot of these grants that are out.
Mhm.
80,000.
Matching grant, they're
But,
matching,
yeah.
well, yeah, they're matching grants and we may not have the money to do that, but I mean,
It takes somebody to. People make.
for like a commission,
They get paid for what money they can bring.
that's
in.
what I,
So-
and that's what you were saying earlier, right?
Well.
Work every day, you sit in your office, you get on the computer. You don't get up no.
That's what I was saying,
Yeah.
you get a percentage. When you get a grant, the most grants, and I'm asking y'all, grant getting people, the most grants come with like an administration
administrative fee,
fee.
some of them do.
And-
Write it into it.
Yeah.
Correct.
You write it into it as a grant writer.
So, no, I appreciate you sharing that, and that was kind of one of the things I was thinking about. If we have a maintenance list, right? And there is something out there, but we have to put in X dollars, and we've already planned to put in X dollars, and we can double the amount of money we get because we're putting in 100,000, they're gonna give us 100,000. It will be good to know about that before we put in 100, and then they tell us, well, hey, man, we would have given you 100.
To go with it.
Yeah, but you had to ask for it. So in other words, I don't want to miss that opportunity if it's out there. So a brief conversation I had with Justin at Dewberry. So obviously, if we RFP, it's going to be an open invitation. We're going to get a lot of different people saying, hey, we would like to write grants for you. We would like to provide engineering services for you, right? So, I mean, it would be the board that would pick, and it could look different for different companies, right? But from my conversation with him, the way this would look is it would be no cost to the district. They would write grants for us. If grants were approved, then they would be the ones that would have the opportunity to get the engineering, right? The engineering costs that would be paid out or the admin costs associated with it. So there'd be $0 that would be paid by the district for them to provide those services. And there would be the only extra burden that might be there is poor Katie. They say, hey, can you provide us financials on this, this, and this, right? They might need to turn something in that we would provide to them from finance or something like that. So I would imagine from the experience I've had, yeah, there's going to be a little bit more burden, but it could maximize the cash flow we have come in where we could use that cash flow in other locations. So yeah, I would definitely, if y'all are open to it, like to hear that conversation. I know money's out there. I've seen it out there. Yeah.
There is money out. For education, it's sought after.
Hmm.
It's not being left out there, and sometimes because there's a grant there. Our grants out there that the paperwork is, that you, it's not worth the money. It's not.
So stringent. I mean, if they come in here just like you talk. What has to be done, it's gonna cost us $100. Cause it's, you gotta use this size board and this size nail. Get a grant, it tells you it. Over this way or over that way, they take the money back from. That's what you have to do it that way.
Let me, cause I want to make sure that you guys and what you're saying is, Mr. Kiefer, I don't think anybody in the room would say that we don't want grants. We absolutely
gotta
want
have-
grant. We run on grants. I mean, I don't know what percentage our schools are running on grants, but I hear a couple of things is that there is no company out there. And I would be very interested to see Dewberry in here telling us they're gonna do this for nothing. Okay? And I've talked to other companies too about this.
Mhm.
It would be very rare that would happen. These companies are in the business for a business. They do it to make money
Mhm.
somewhere, somehow.
Right.
So the way I see it, and I'm gonna go back with Katie about there is and I think that we need to be very conscious about the finance office and even Mandy, these people that go out there and get these grants. I mean, we go out there and we get these grants. That sounds beautiful. Hey, we're gonna get $30,000, $100,000, whatever. But it comes back in. The paperwork has got to be done. The tracking, the reporting has got to be done. The payments have got to be done. It is, I mean, then there's audits that's gonna be done on that. It is a backflow of paperwork and a trail that just goes on and on and on. Now, I could go in there and say, hey, if Jody writes you a grant, you give me the 5% administrative fee and I'll write you a great grant and you're gonna get the grant. And you get the grant. Guess what happens? All that money, all that paperwork, all those audits are coming back to this school. We're still gonna have to handle it. So they're getting money to write the grants. So it's not like a free service. Again, I would love to hear more about it. But there are stipulations, there's matching grants, there's all this. We have people now that are going out there looking for grants. I've not personally heard that we are such in a, and I'm just talking from Jody.
Mhm.
Nobody's come and talked to me and said, hey, we are buried in grants. We can't get out of our own way. We can't pay bills. We can't do our bids. We can't open bids because we're too buried in grants. And so I haven't heard that. Now, and I do know that their finance and curriculum and others wear a lot of hats. They do. But I think we just need to be open-minded, okay? Open-minded to, hey, that might be a possibility. It sounds really good. It does. It sounds wonderful. But there's gonna be some costs somewhere. And if most of these companies are going to want to contract with you and you pay them typically. So pay them how? It may be the administrative fee. If that's that administrative fee, then our people still got to pay those bills. And that's just put more work on them. So we just losing money there. I'd love to have a person that goes out there and searches them and contacts us and says, hey, y'all know about this? Y'all know about this? Y'all know about this? But I think we got that staff here. But I've never heard anybody holler, so again, I think we need to hear every side of it, but I want to say this out loud. I don't think one person in this room is saying it's a good idea. It sounds like a good idea. We want more grants. We do, but it's a lot
we ought
more
to
work.
Wait till Mr. Petty gets back in workshop, this idea.
Yeah, I want to hear.
only.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I think, guys,
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
yeah.
And we can
'Cause
invite whoever we want to invite, have him invite whoever from wherever to kind of walk through what it would look like.
Gotta be let me caution you again, and I would ask our attorney, and we do need to move on. But caution, caution, caution. If we're going into a competitive procurement here, be careful with that, because if the company comes in, I mean, would you come in and show your colors and show what you're gonna do? And then we put it out for an RFQ? Is that
Well,
fair?
you'd have to be
No,
very
it's not.
careful what you say or
You
not.
gotta be careful. We could
Correct.
do an RFI, we could do some other things. Let's get with Kyle, okay? And let's talk about this thing, cause I don't want us to get in hot water on this.
Do that, guys, when he gets
Great.
back.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Last thing and I'm done, I promise. So I talked to Kyle a couple of times about the field house. The field house is getting the finishing electrical work done on the back. There's 2 wall packs on the back of the field house that have lights coming down the walls. One idea was to have those light packs shine out and be brighter. A thought I had was we're in an opportune time to put in about 4 more lights on the back of the field house that would make it illuminator be way brighter out the back of the field house. At the football field house, the new one that's being built right now. So they're still wired in on the electrical. So in other words, it's not all wired in. We're not going to get out there and realize there's only 2 lights on the back. And when you're coming in with a bus load of 40-something kids, there's not enough light for people to get their equipment in, to get in and out of the field house is good, to get to their cars is good, mom and dads to pick up the young guys. It might be a time to wire in some more lights on the back of the field house. That would be my suggestion. I don't know if the board would be interested in discussing that or looking at that option, but I think it's an opportune time while they're wiring it right now to make a modification to that to make sure it's lit up and you can see what you're doing. I know at our current field house, when we come in at 1 in the morning, there's 2 lights. It is pitch black dark. You can't see what you're doing. You can't see the kids. You can't see stuff off the trailers. It is pitch black dark, even with those lights, fog, humid. I mean, it's just that time of year. So it'd be safer. There would be a price. Maybe a change order, I don't know. I don't know what options we have, but I mean, that just my thought. I think it should be addressed now. If you wanted to address it, 100% now would be the time to do it. I mean, they're working on it. They're pulling the electrical now. They cut a hole in the middle. They'd put a box there and they'd run the wires where they needed to go, and we'd put some on the outside. It's an opportune time I think it would make it right. But again, like I say, if you modify the plans, you got a change order possibly, you got all that stuff involved. That's just my thought. I just wanted to bring it up. The metal's not poured solid. You wouldn't go in the block walls, you'd go in the metal on the top where the other lights off the front would be. So you'd drill through the metal is what you'd do, and there's some insulation you'd cut out, you put boxes and you'd run the wires. The ceiling ain't in yet. So you ain't gotta fight the ceiling, you ain't gotta mess with that. It'd be up higher so it'd illuminate better. Well, it's all in the metal on the front right now. If you look at all the holes and all the covers that are taped over right now, there's, I think, 6. There's 6 across the front, I think. Yeah. Now the wall, I'm pretty sure the wall pack lights are on the actual block. They got them on the bathrooms. They got them on the back. I can't recall the front, to be honest with you. There might be some of those, you know, like that, the high school at night that shine straight down the wall and you can see if people are around the wall, you know. So this will basically give you the option of having brighter light casting out. That's what's on the front, that design right now, from all those holes, and it could look the same way on the back. So anyway, board, if you had the interest, something to think about, I think it'd be a great time to do it, and I'm done. Thank y'all, love y'all, appreciate y'all.
All right, Miss Jody.
2 things. Renee, would you mind, look, we talked the other day when we went over for Katie Jo, would you mind getting some, figures together for possibly us having a table at the, what is it called? The conference, the gala. Yeah, I think it would be really good if we had some representation. I don't know if some of the district staff would want to go or anybody else want to go. I think there's a table of 10,
That during the Destin conference?
July 17th.
July 17th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's when the leadership conference is in Destin. Yeah.
Okay,
We can
yeah.
talk about it for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. There may be some board members interested in going. And I think it would be good to represent Liberty County, to have us down there. If this is a big deal. I want to wish, luck to the Lady Dogs tonight and, I believe we're headed back where we like to be state. So, that's it. Thank you.
8 miles.
I'd like to say, thank Mr. Jeff for filling in tonight and thank Mr. Petty for going to Washington, working on our behalf in the district. Thank y'all for all y'all do. I appreciate the hard work y'all do. And thank you, Mr. Chad Smith, for being with us tonight, brother. That's all I got. Mr. Jason? Bring it on.
Congratulations again to Miss Katie
Oh, yeah.
J. I was able to go see the shock and the excitement on her face, and that's just, I didn't realize how big a deal it was until I got there and saw all the red carpet laid down for her, but DOE did a great job making her feel special and making us feel special, but and I'm with Jody. I would love to go down there and support her however it goes. If she does win it all, I'd love to see the look on her face. But I just thought that was a real big deal for Liberty County and for Hosford. Go Bulldogs. Let's go to state. When do we go to state?
I think if they win, they
Gotta win
play,
today.
they play Tuesday. Yeah, you gotta win the day. But if they win, I think they play Tuesday. They don't know the time yet. Depends on seating and everything.
And they've moved it from where it's been being
Mhm.
to where?
Yeah, it's outside of Orlando, which is gotta be better than that old place. Yeah.
So you figuring on going too? We're gonna go. I was just wondering when it was.
Jennifer wouldn't like.
When is it? When is it?
Uh,
Tuesday?
We
Tuesday?
got Hosford graduation Monday, is that correct?
Tuesday.
And those playoffs will be over Wednesday or Thursday?
I think it's Tuesday and Wednesday. They would,
Championship game will be Wednesday?
And we have baccalaureate Thursday?
it's on the
Not that,
following week.
not that week.
Oh, okay. Okay.
27th, 28th, 30th.
Gotcha.
And thank y'all for everything y'all do. I know y'all don't hear that every day, but I appreciate it. That's all I got.
All right, Boo.
Just quick. Yeah, let everybody know what a bus, when you order a bus, what's the cost of that bus? And I'm just go ahead and say with the cameras and all that stuff. And
We didn't even order it. We took
No.
somebody else.
we took somebody's acquisition.
So we ordered one.
160,000.
Oh, the bus, the camera?
I mean, totally finished out deal, cameras, everything. You're pushing 200,000. Gotta be real close, so.
Okay.
And And you're lucky if they don't run into a problem during the cross year. Want y'all to kind of understand that if we're gonna be talking this in a workshop, we need to make a decision quickly on, hey, are we gonna be ordering some buses or not? Because
If they go up.
Yeah.
each year you're looking at 10 to 13 to 15% on, in my market, I don't know, it's really on the buses, but. Yeah.
I mean, it's,
Yeah, we need to come up with something.
I mean,
That's why we try to lean on you for that.
kids back. Not just-
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And what he's saying there is I've been on the other side of that where we've had to wait for buses to get back while I was coaching and then this and that and then. It really gets to be a job.
15. Some break down from 2 or 3, 4, 5, like the other night.
How many good buses do we have? Need 15. How many would you say are good that we have now?
We got 3 new
Uh,
ones. 160.
Hey, that one I run, it leaks a little bit, but it runs like a champ.
Uh-huh.
But,
I've seen
17,109.
you driving it.
Leaks a little
We got 217.
What does it leak?
Well, the thing is too, you,
Got 217, then we got.
you gotta take in consideration too, you need 20% of your fleet could be down at any time. I mean, you just don't even count that, 20%, right? You don't even count that.
Couldn't even send the bus down and get them. You had to get. Payment down, and he said.
Mouthful coming from him.
I agree.
Sounds like we need a workshop.
Everything, if you can't get them to school, what can we do?
Mr. Sewell, could you arrange it where we can have a workshop pretty
Yeah,
quick?
I'll talk to superintendent, we'll get something set up.
He's already, we're supposedly, I think, having one on the salary schedule. Short, soon.
Okay.
Maybe we could,
Plug that in.
we can workshop multiple items.
Okay.
at One workshop, right?
Yeah, I've got a note on.
I was gonna talk to us individually about that.
We probably will.
Mhm.
Do that.
Yeah,
Plus, you've got a whole other year.
minimum,
You gotta use them.
minimum
That's the
a
problem.
year.
Can't go to.
Yeah. So if you got a bus that's gonna be wore out in a year, you need to be replacing it now. Yeah.
You gotta plan.
Yeah.
You gotta look at 18 years.
Yeah, I'd say 18.
And we gotta do some budget planning. We
Amazing how
talked
many
about that
miles we
too.
don't drive it.
We gotta look into
One
some,
I drove,
some
start out recording mileage and then.
stand,
you know
we
it,
got to have
put
some standing
10,
items.
12,000 miles on them in a year.
Not gonna work.
Yeah, we gotta.
Gotta be there. I don't care if it's just one, it's gotta be there
Like they
every year, every year. That's what other districts do. I mean,
payment.
and a lot more than we do, but it just needs to be in there.
Buses, I mean, you don't.
I wanna
Whatever
say,
you can afford, that's. how many buses
congratulations, Miss
you need to
Katie
get.
Jo as well.
Yep.
I couldn't make it there, I'm sorry. But I like the post that they put out there with everybody on it and you could see excitement in that whole room, not just in her. Y'all smiling and everything and that.
Kids was
It was
great.
awesome. It was awesome.
Kids were great.
It was very obvious how much the kids loved her.
Mhm.
And I know they love most teachers, but that was very obvious.
That's all I got.
13, closing comments, none. 14, need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Jody, second.
Second.
Stephen, meeting now adjourned.
Go dogs.